Hi, my name is Gregory Hines Jr., and this is my Oakwood story. Before I discovered Oakwood, my life was probably chaos. Grew up in a church home, Christian home, with a mother and a father. My dad was in the military. My mother was a school teacher, taught special education. And I have one sister. My father had something called sarcoidosis. And so my father died in 1999. And from that point is when my life really became chaotic. Was in the military, got thrown out, locked up. From that, I had to eat. So I ended up opening up a strip club. From there, I had a restaurant, and I had a janitorial company. And from all of that, I think through the different times and hard times that I went through, I always felt like, and I always wondered, why me? You know, why so many different bad things were going on? You know, I was caught up in involved with a murder charge, and that there had to be probably the final straw where I said, well, look, Lord, what do you have for me? Because it's like everything I'd done in life, it was just short-lived. And I didn't have any peace in my life. So my struggle and decision-making to come to Oakwood started 10 years prior to me coming. I've always felt like God was tugging at me about something. In 2000, I think it was 12, is when I, for the first time, stepped foot on Oakwood campus. I came down for college days. College days, when I came, I was just amazed. I was like, I knew at that very moment, this is where God wanted me to be. And so I enrolled in 2013, August 2013. Well, Oakwood for me, it was really a culture shock when I first got here, because you're taking someone that came from a chaotic life to a more calm situation. And so for me, I thought people here were weird. You know, I said, man, well, I think probably I would have to say probably my junior year is when I realized that Oakwood had started to change me, because there were some things that I was dealing with in my life, and I had always tried to give up, and I wasn't able to do so. And I think just by being around this sterile environment, it really just kind of rubbed off on me. You know, it sounds cliche when people say you are a product of your environment, but it's so true. And so by being around Oakwood, it allowed me to grow spiritually as well as an individual too. Well, I think the reason I was able to stop smoking and drinking was when Pastor Bird put me working at the church, because I didn't want to make a fool of him. I didn't want to make a fool of God, and I didn't want to make a fool of myself. So by working with the youth at Oakwood University Church, it just kind of put me in the limelight, and I said, you know, I'm not going to mess this up. So I'm a firm believer that sometimes God has to put you in the fire in order for you to grow. You know, so that was probably the most important part that made me do it. The MOUTS program kind of gave me the flexibility to kind of get out, really work on my craft and spread my wings a little bit. And so I think the MOUTS program is a great program, especially if you need the flexibility to do school, but at the same time make a living. How you doing, Ma? You know, I always laugh and say that I taught you how to pray, but I'm glad that God gave me a mother like you. I love you. I wouldn't have been able to accomplish these things that I have. You've been my mother and my father for many years now. I love you, and I believe you're the best mother in the world. Oakwood is a life changer.